Hello everyone and welcome back to the McNutt Clan. Today we're going to be continuing on the snow fort for my nephews. Let me get you guys turned around and I'll show you what we're going to be working on. So, let me show you what we already got done. We got the trench coming in, our little circle here for them, and our trench going this way. So I checked yesterday and the snow was not hard enough to work. So I checked today. It's pretty solid. So I'm not worried about a collapse or anything. So we're going to be digging out the actual fort portion. I'm most likely going to dig out the cave through the entire thing and then make a little tunnel going that way that they can kind of get out of. Alright, so this shovel is going to be our best friend right now. See, the snow is nice and packed up until right about here. It's still powdery, which is good. That's going to help us dig it out. I'm just kind of flattening out the ground right here so it's easier to kneel on. I'm going to hurt my knees. So I'm going to start out with cutting out the first portion, which is going to be the doorway. And I've learned from past mistakes to start at the top. You only go as far as your shovel will let you. If you go too far in with the shovel and you put too much pressure up, it'll break off chunks of the top. I'm going to cut this big block in half this way, and it'll drop down chunks that we can then move to the side. Normally I'd do this over like a 2 or 3 day process where I would dig out the first portion and stack it up on top. And then I'd dig out the first little cave part. I'd let the stuff on top harden again like this stuff, and then I'd dig out more. But because there's not going to be bigger people inside of this, except for me while I'm digging it out, I'm just going to be digging out the chunks and throwing them off to the side. See, this is what we want for the inside while we're digging it out, but for the top we want stuff like this, where it's nice and hard, and it doesn't crumble like this, it breaks. We can kind of just break off chunks and throw them to the side. And for the stuff that's inside, it's really powdery, which is good. It'll make our job a little bit easier. So I'm going to set the shovel aside and grab the bigger shovel. Big old deep scoop shovel. There's going to be a lot of back and forth in this video. The reason I'm not going to pile it up on top is because I don't want to add too much weight to where it collapses. I do have a plan for some of the snow though. I'm going to take it back that way, towards the circle portion, and I'm going to stack it up around the edges to make it get higher. Now we switch shovels again. I don't know how well you guys can see in there. Hopefully decent enough. Well, you guys can see in there. This stuff is really powdery. So all I'm going to do is just kind of cut it up. So I can move it easy. Alright. Now I've got to kind of climb in, and we're going to be working on over here and pushing this way more. Because over here isn't too thick. It's about, well, I'd say 5 or 6 inches, which is perfect. This much snow isn't going to have that much weight, so if it does fall on me or my nephews, they can just stand up and push it to the side. Now I've got to kind of situate myself, bring my head in. I'm just carving snow off of the top and a little bit of the side. See, I can see light right here, which is an indicator that it's a little bit thin. Could also be an indicator of an air pocket inside of the snow and ice. All right. Put it there. Kind of smooth it out so we don't have any edges or anything that'll catch snowsuits. So, yeah, right about there's where I can start widening it. I do want to deepen it more first so I can get most of my body in there. Remember, we don't want to go too far this way. We only want to go this way and cave it out that way. If we go too far this way, we'll hit the powdery snow that's over in the yard, and it'll start to collapse. If you wanted this to be even stronger, the night that you pile up all the snow and pack it down, you can put some water on it. It will melt some of the snow, but it'll kind of form ice layers inside the snow. And once the first ice layer is down, you can start putting more and more water on it and slowly turn all of the snow into like a slush ice. Alright, so I'm going to bring you guys with me for this part. And we are going to climb in and look for little spots of light. So it's, I'd say 3 or 4 feet deep now. So we're going to climb in, and you can see a little spot of light right, there's my camera, right there. Little spot of light coming through. But so far this looks really good. It is a little tight in here to have my camera in here with me, but so far it looks really good. So, right about in, I'd say, use my shovel to point for you guys. Right about here is right here. So we can kind of judge that it's around 12 to 14 inches thick right there. It's pretty well a foot thick. So I do want to carve that down a little bit. And we're also going to start digging that way. So I'll get you guys situated. And once it gets deeper, I'm going to have to use a sled that I have just right over there to move snow out. First, I'm going to carve it down. So we have a big pine tree back here, right there. There's actually 2 or 3 of them in that bundle. And every once in a while it makes some cracking, popping noises. Kind of sketches me out a little bit. I'm just waiting for it to break and fall. I know it probably won't, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Just keep an eye on it a little. So I'll bring you guys down right in here. I'll try my hardest to see where I'm pointing you. It should be in the right direction. So what I'm doing is just coming in, carving some off of the roof, and I'm also going this way. I want to hit some ice. Might need the icebreaker. Hopefully I won't. Oh yeah, it's just one ice layer near the bottom. Oh, knocked you over. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are alright. So kind of back farther. I'm gonna have to lie on my stomach for this. Okay. Alright. So, let me just... So you can see the ice right here. And it's just a big chunk of it right there. Because over here, there's no real ice. It's all just like packed really hard. I already know what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to kind of carve some of the snow off the roof and get in there and break it off with my hands, which is perfectly fine. This also gives me a reason to shave the ceiling down a bit. All right, so now let's get some of this going. Now I can kind of army crawl in. Okay, get you guys moved, and we'll crawl in more. It's actually like 3 or 4 degrees warmer in here than it is outside. That's awesome. But that's snow caves for you. As we leave it, warm air will come in and it will stay in here because snow's very insulative. So this is that piece of ice. So you can kind of get a grip on it and break it out. And it's not like true ice, it's just super compacted, frozen up snow. That probably has some ice in it. And there's a layer of it right here, right at the bottom. And every snow cave is kind of an experiment in the sense of not all snow is going to be the same, and you're not always going to be able to dig one of these. Cut some off the roof with our hand. Gonna break some of this up. Now I can start digging this way and kind of back more. I do want to grab a stick, so I have a reference marker, and I'm going to push the stick up through the top so I know where I'm at in the pile of snow. So let's get out of here. So I'm estimating that I'm right about, probably here. So let me go grab a stick, poke it up to the top, and I'll situate you guys so you can see where it comes out of. Got my stick. I'm going to go inside and push it up through the top, and hopefully you guys will see it come out right about here. Right there-ish. Get me on my back for this one. Okay. So, you can't see the stick yet, which means we're at the thickest part, which is right about here. And we still have a lot of thickness left. That stick was about, I'd say 12, 13 inches long. So we can still get rid of a lot of snow in there and make it a lot roomier. I'm going to grab some more tools to dig with while we're inside, so I have smaller shovels to dig with. And I'll be right back. Don't be afraid to use gardening tools for this. I'm going to be using a little trowel. And bring you guys in there with me. You come down. You can see this isn't that wide right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys in there first, right here. And then we're going to come in on our back, preferably. Okay. So, our stick. Well, there you guys go. So our stick is right here. And you can see how long it is. It's about 12 inches long. And it was stuck in right here. So I'm going to try my hardest to situate you guys. It's a little bit difficult because I'm kind of squished in here. And we're going to dig out with our trowel just chunks. Just big old chunks. Oh, I hit you guys. That's okay though. Now I'm off to the left side of where I'm digging. I'm over here. So I don't get a bunch of snow and stuff all up in my face. I mean, it is just snow. It's not like biohazardous waste. But I guess hello. You can see how much room I have here. It's not much room. If I lay down, I have about, probably like 4 or 5 inches before the snow. I can put the trowel right here. You can see how hard it would be for me to work. So I'm working off to my left side. And I'm just digging out a little bit at a time. So you guys might notice I'm not in the hole. I was working. I'm working. I did about, I'd say 15 minutes of work in there. You can see the little pile of snow I've made. And I get out, I take my phone out after talking to you guys, well, thinking I was talking to you guys for a while. And my phone stopped filming right when I got in the hole, for some reason. It's not because I clicked anything or anything like that. I think the phone got wet and then clicked the screen itself because it was glitching out a bunch. I got it back working. I dried it out. I also dried my gloves out. Sorry, I'm hiccuping a lot. But, so what I did was I crawled in and I worked up in there and dug out a little spot. I now plan on just leaving you guys out here for now and just crawling in and working a bit more and hoping that you guys can hear and see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to clear off a spot here. Actually, we need to take some snow out. And I'm going to just kind of explain some stuff that I was explaining before. So, doing this, crawling inside of your snow cave while you're working on it, is a little bit dangerous. Well, it's actually very dangerous because I probably have about 300 to 400 pounds of snow up above me while I'm working in there. That wouldn't be very nice to fall on you. 300 or 400 pounds of frozen water. Yeah, no, that's not fun. I was digging a snow cave out at my grandparents' once, or well, my grandfather's, and the cave fell on me, but I was lucky. It was only about 50 pounds of snow that fell on me, and it fell right here on me. I was like, I want to say 8 or 9, and I was able to just crawl out. But doing this is very fun. It's very fun. It's definitely an experience, and it is worth doing. I highly suggest that if you're comfortable with doing it, and you genuinely want to dig a snow cave yourself, go for it. Do it. It is so much fun. So I'm going to kind of get you guys situated in here before I get in. So there's no snow touching the screen or anything like that. And then I'll crawl in the best I can without hitting you guys. So let's just crawl in here a bit. Okay. Alright, I can actually go sideways right here. And right here, I started to see sunlight coming up through. Right up here where I'm pointing. Right here. So I want to take that and taper it this way. And we'll probably stop the taper probably just like right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop chunks of snow off. And I am kind of blocking some of the sunlight coming in through the beginning of the hole so I can see if there's sunlight coming through. Because if there is, that's when I stop. I just got a bunch of snow in the face. And realistically, to sleep or stay in one of these for like a couple of nights, you'd want it to be way bigger than this. You'd want like a solid 7 or 8 feet of snow for a 5-foot person. And then you dig out your 5-foot spot, you still have a few feet of snow above you, and you know it's strong. And you want to do it in good snow, not like super powdery snow, because then you'll never be able to do it. Well, you will, but it will be dangerous. It'll be too dangerous. my neck. So I can probably get the rest of it from outside of the hole. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to deepen the hole a bit because I'm going this way next. So we'll crawl out the best I can. And I want to poke the stick up through again just to see where I am. So I'm going to set you guys back. Put you downwards. I'm thinking that the stick should come up right around here. So what I'm going to do is crawl in again. Oh, I'm through. Okay. Where did it come through at? Definitely not where I put the camera. So I'm through. You guys can't see it, but it came through right here. And we've got about that much snow above us, which is good. That's good. So now I'm going to set you guys here. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take the red shovel again, and I'm going to widen this. Make it a bit taller, a bit wider. And this part of digging it out is going to take a while. It is getting nighttime again, and it's getting cloudy too. And my gloves are still kind of wet, so they are getting colder. So I may end up having to go inside here in a minute, but I will absolutely continue this tomorrow if I do. And hoping it doesn't rain tonight, because if it rains, this might collapse. I'm gonna wipe this. All right, so it's a new day. I didn't film it all yesterday, or I would have posted the video today, because I had some unfortunate bullcrap happen. I was supposed to have an interview, and they called literally like 10 minutes before my interview and said that they already hired someone. Not that big of a deal. I don't really care. But we're going to continue on that. You can kind of hear it. Sounds like a drum. So some of the snow has melted, but it's still hard. And that's what you want to check if you come back to it a couple of days later. You want to check and make sure that the snow is still hard. Because if it's not hard anymore and it's all like this, just packy, you don't want to go in there. You want to leave it overnight to refreeze up and then start again in the morning. I'm starting later in the day. The sun's been on it pretty much all day, so I'm expecting a little bit of ice or water on the bottom. You'll also notice I blocked up the hole with 2 shovels and the sled. That's to make sure that none of the neighborhood cats got in there and did number 1 or number 2. take a peek. Nothing collapsed. It's all still intact. Oh, you guys can really see the mound of snow that we have from digging this out. You're going to probably end up with, I'd say, 2 or 3 times the amount of snow that's piled up in your pile from digging it out. I'm just doing a little bit of an inspection first, just to see how far we've gone. We still need to go this way a bit more and dig out the back a bit more. But it's a lot more roomy in there now. A lot more roomy. Let's get you guys in there. Get my shovels in there. And then I'll explain what we're doing. Very easy to crawl into now. I'm not dragging my back or my head on the ceiling anymore. Move you guys over here a bit so you can see, and so I don't accidentally hit you with a shovel or some snow. So, we're going to be digging out probably from here to here. I'm going to stop blabbing and just get to work. Sorry about all the blabbing. I can see daylight through here. So I need to be careful here because I want the tunnel. Oh, no, that's actually good because I want the tunnel right here. So if you're crawling, you curl up and someone else wants to come in, there's not enough room, you can get it quickly. Alright, let's continue. So the tunnel. That's big. Well, yeah, you can see really good daylight through there. Alright. And I'm going to wait until the very end to fully dig out the tunnel. And I'm doing it from the outside because that would be weakening this portion of the ceiling. There won't be as much to hold it in place. So I'm just kind of getting the outline of the tunnel right now. And then once we're finished with the inside of the cave, we're going to be digging out the tunnel from the outside. So if it does collapse, I'm not in here. If it does collapse, I already have an idea of a plan for that. And it's not that big a deal because that type of stuff happens all the time in snow caves. So I'm going to let my ice forming in here. The water, the snow will melt and drip water down. And then as it hits the floor's colder than up here, so it'll freeze and these little ice pellets. I can actually feel them underneath me. And that's not a big deal either. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. I'm going to shut up and get the dig. So now I know I can that's about as far as I can go. That way. I'm starting to see daylight when I'm digging. I have a full shovel blade in, and I start to see daylight. I'm not using the sled for this part because I'm digging at the back wall. I'm not digging at the ceiling anymore. If I were to use the sled, it would just get in my way at this point. You can see if I block up the hole with my legs, you can start to see some daylight back in there. So you want to be careful getting back that way. Okay, choke ice. So I'm going to have this shovel. I know, it's not a snow shovel. Whatever. Alright, I'm going to clear some of the snow. It's away anywhere. I'm going to get this stuff. Alright, show you some spots here. So I'm going to be digging out that little hump right there, kind of smoothing it out, and then I'm going to be digging out a bit of this too. But first, I'm going to start out with this hump here. I'll try and position you guys in a good spot where you won't get covered in snow and my phone won't glitch. All right, move some of this to the side so I can position you guys in a good spot to see over here. That should be a good spot. Okay. This spot's a little bit awkward to dig out because I don't really have much room on right like this, but I've got to be like this to dig out. Not too bad. I don't recommend doing this if you're claustrophobic. It's pretty tight here. It's tight. Oh my God. Oh, I have an adult job. Bro, I wish I had an adult job. I wish I was making money right now. I have a decent camera so I can stop using my phone. Get some money so I can start buying things I want. That'd be cool. Wouldn't it? All my unemployed homies out there. Wouldn't it be cool to have an adult job? Get some money flowing. Get some stuff that you want. Maybe like maybe enough money for me to move out. Get my own place. Have my own stuff. Move out of my parents' house. I'm not here by choice. I have to live here. So I have money. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, the rest of this is bed and travel work. This bastard right here. Alright, so before I get the snow out of here, I'm going to be sticking the stick up through the snow at the back portion of the little snow cave, and we're going to see where we're at. And we're going to see if I can dig it back farther and make it bigger. Because if I can, I will. Stick! Again, the stick is like a foot long or like 13 inches, something like that. And then we're going to come right to back here. A little more like back here. Push it up through. Oh, no resistance. A bit of snow and just... Well, I might have sent it through, like, all the way. Let's go see where it is. I did send it all the way through. No, we cannot make it any bigger, because it came out right there. That's the end of our snow pile. So I'm guesstimating. I need something to point with, and I don't have the stick. So use a shovel. I'm estimating that it goes around that way. And we're probably right here with the tunnel. I want that stick back. So I'm thinking that the tunnel, I want it to be right here. And I think that's where it is. So we're gonna stick this down in. And then we're going to look. Yes, that is exactly where the tunnel is. It's right there. I don't know if you guys can see it well, but it's right there. All right, now I have to remove a bunch of snow from out of here. And then do a little bit of an inspection and some cleanup. Because there's some spots in here that I want to kind of clean up. Set you guys here. This is a hole, and we'll get the hole in a second. Now, I do want to mention that this is like day 3 of me building this entire thing. I wasn't expecting it to take that long, but I had late starts, and I stopped early some days, so yeah. If you're going to do this, make sure you got a couple of days where you can just like do it over a long period of time if you want, or you can just bust it all out in one go. gonna crawl in and get some of this. You guys are gonna get a good butt shot. My boob's gonna be hanging out. Oh, so bad. The longest part of this is the cleaning out of all the snow. The longest part of the feeding part. You gotta go back and forth. Drag the snow out. Alright, so I did not have my SD card in my phone when I was filming last, and I don't know how much I lost. I know for a fact I still have the footage from inside when I was working, but what I did was I cleared out the back corners and the back of it, and then we figured out where the tunnel is going to be. It's going to be in that back corner, right where that stick is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring you guys over here. I now have my SD card in my phone. And we're going to start digging out the tunnel from the outside. I'm doing it from the outside because I don't know if this is going to weaken it enough to make it collapse. And I don't really want to be in there if it collapses. So I'm going to set you guys somewhere you can see me. Alright, so the tunnel is going to be right about here. It'll be probably a little bit wider than I say it. When we get to about here, I'm going to shove in the shovel through it and see where I am from the inside. For now, this is all loose and powdery. I'm just going to scoop it out and toss it to the side. And this first little part of the tunnel is going to be a trench, but the tunnel will probably be about that long. Maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit longer, I don't know. This is the part that is tricky to gauge. This part also goes kind of fast. Because now I'm not working in a cramped space. I'm a lot more done a lot quicker. I'm going into like some decent hard snow. It's about finger depth, so about 2 inches. 2 to 3 inches. Because this is the part that's most likely to collapse. If it does end up collapsing, that's fine. Are you going to plan for that? That's not a big deal. Now, I'm going to take my shovel, and I'm going to try and poke through. And what I'm looking for is about that much of the shovel before I poke through. So, we'll go down near the bottom. I poke through. So we've got about, I'd say about that much of the shovel. And then I poked through. I'm going to put the shovel back in. We're going to grab you guys. We're going to see where we're at. If we come down here, that is perfect. I do want to move the tunnel this way a bit from that side, but that is pretty much perfect. So now I know that I need to add a little bit of snow to this side and take away a little bit of snow from this side. That isn't that hard to do. I'm just going to take a bit of snow from here, put it against there, and kick the shovel, kind of, well, change of plans. We're not going to add any snow. We're going to stick with it how it is. Because I'm looking at this now, and I do realize that I do have a lot of space on this side, and not too much space on this side. This side, there's not that much space on that wall. This side, there's about, I don't know, 8 inches. I'm setting it fine. What? Supposed to end right out. And that's it. And then I'm rounding it off, because round corners are stronger than sharp corners. So the tunnel is that deep. That's good to know. This will also allow more light in, so my nephews can see better, and so I can see better. Because I don't know if I'm going to do this, but I might make part 3. I might not pile the snow up around the circle. I might pile it behind this, pack it down, and let it freeze up again. And then continue the cave that way, like in a separate room. Snow making tools disappear very quickly. So, I want to announce something. I'm past 75 subscribers now. Last time I checked, I was at 78. I want to thank you guys. It's not a whole lot of subscribers, but I still want to thank you guys because it does mean a lot to me. When I first started this channel, and I was doing art, I had maybe 5 subscribers. That was just like 5 of my friends that subscribed to me. But to know that random people will subscribe to my channel for what I'm doing, thank you. Thank you. And even if you guys don't want to see if I really just drop me a like and subscribe and then ignore the rest of the video, I don't care. It's like family members that subscribe. I want to give extra thank you. Without my friends and family members that have subscribed, I don't know if it's done. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to change the channel anymore. I don't know. But anyway, we now have a little bit of tunnel. What I want to do is I want to get 4 of this tunnel level. I just realized you guys can't see what I'm doing. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it, Jen. You can't see what you're doing. What are you doing? So what I'm doing is I've got the tunnel done. What I'm doing now, lower you guys in case you waited. What I'm doing now is come in and chipping away at the floor and making the tunnel a bit taller. And now I haven't heard any shifting or moving, and I've left quite a thick wall on this side. So it should be nice and stable. Alright. So, now what we're going to do is I'm going to lay down. I'm just going to check the roof out. So there's a bit of a nub right here that I'm going to shave off. And there's a little bit over here that I'm going to shave off. Just a little bit, just to make it a bit taller so I can fit in and get this back wall here cleaned up and get that other wall cleaned up better. Because once I get this completely cleaned out and completely done, that's the end of this video. And I've been filming this video for 3 days. Well, like more like 2 days. Because I took a day off. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So be careful when I take off. Because I don't want to make it not sturdy anymore. So I'm just passing the shovel over it to shave little bits off. Actually, over here, I need to take my shovel up a little bit. Like that. Save, save, save. This side has more girth to it, so I'm not really worried about making it unstable. That looks pretty good. I'm going to flatten out the side of the outside of the hole. There we go. Take out as much as I can now before I try to climb in and get stuck on a bunch of snow. That can happen. You get stuck on a bunch of snow and then not be able to get out, and then make your body keep melting snow. It sucks. It sucks. Alright. Now we can try and climb in. Try and get my fat ass in there. Alright. So, this is definitely going to be a belly crawl. It's definitely going to be a little bit difficult. But a little kid will fit through here very easily. Alright. Let's fit you guys in the way you'll fit. And then I gotta crawl in with my head down. And it's more like I'm sliding myself in. And I am looking as I crawl in to see what I still need to do, because now I have a bunch of light to see what I still need to do. I still have some stuff over this way. Still have this to get rid of. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I gotta get rid of. Alright. Hey, how's it going? So, we have the first hole done. I'm not really gonna do anything else to this. But what I wanna do is take the stick that's up top and I'm gonna poke it through over at the back. And then I've made up my mind. I am going to take all of the snow that I've taken out of the tunnel and pile it behind it. And kind of off to the side so we're not into the bush. Oh, well, no, we won't get into the bush. That's fine. So we'll pile it behind it. And then either tomorrow or the next day, whenever it's all solid and frozen up, I'm going to start digging another room back that way. So I'm going to bring you guys out, show you me piling up all the snow, and then that'll be it. Then we'll be waiting a couple of days while I edit this video and get it posted, hopefully tomorrow. I probably have like 3 hours of footage though. Not that big of a deal. I can cut it down to 45 minutes, if that. I don't even think we have 3 hours. We might. I'll figure it out. Take your best guess in the comments and tell me how long it took me to dig this out. Take your best guess. I don't really have anything to give to you guys. Ooh, the winner, I will send you custom-made Dungeons and Dragons tiles. And like minifigures and chairs and stuff like that. However you want them made. The closest person, like the person to guess the closest amount of time that it took me to dig this out. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Talk, Jeremy. Past the stick, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm not going to pile any snow past that. What I'm going to do, take my big old shovel. We're going to start piling some snow. Just like before I'm tossing it instead of weighing it, so that kind of helps it pack the layers a bit more. Big chunks like that one, perfectly fine. I'm actually going to adjust you that one so you can see exactly where I'm putting it. And I will speed some of this up. In the perfect world, I would have done this in like 4 foot snow, 5 foot snow, but no, in the perfect world. Now I do have until next Friday to get all this done, but I'd like it done before then, like a couple of days before then, because I'm going to be the one driving down to Nova Scotia this time to get my nephews. Now I have a huge pile of snow. I'm just right behind you guys. I've got a big pile of snow right here, but oh yeah, listen. How's a rock? Big pile over here. How's a rock? So I'm going to have to take my shovel and kind of loosen it up. I'm putting a lot of unnecessary work into this. You guys don't have to. You guys could just build a circle thing that I made, or even just trenches. And kids will love that. I also have to keep in mind that right here is where the cave is. The cave is big, probably, oh, I'd say 6 foot circle, but it's only 4 feet inside, because at some points I left 2 feet, some points are like 5 or 6 inches. And I left a lot of girth on the outskirts, but in the middle it's more hollowed out. That's the structural. Okay, the top layer. So I'm going to break the top layer up. And I'm going to pack it down. I'm going to go around and pack it down with the shovel, and just keep my distance from the hollowed out portion. I said big chunks are okay, but you don't want like huge ginormous chunks. Those will pack down properly. You do kind of want to cut it up a bit, if it's all frozen packed like this. But this is what the roof's made out of. And it's probably this thick in a lot of places. And you'll notice, it can take quite a bit before the bottom starts to collapse, like the top will collapse. I think for every foot of hard packed snow, it will hold about 25 to 50 pounds, depending on how sudden the weight goes onto the snow and a bunch of other factors. I'm not a scientist about snow, so I don't know. Don't take my word for it. If it feels like it's too thin, don't do it. Like I will not let my nephews stand on this while someone else is inside. They want to stand on it, break it, they can go right ahead. I also might do what I did in the other video, and take some snow from the other part of the yard, and probably from this part of the yard, and pile it up over there. You'll notice some of this I can't really get from this angle. And we'll be stepping behind it here in a moment after I get rid of the pile that's just right over my right. I'll be getting the rest of that pile. And then yeah, I'll move some snow from the other part of the yard, and I'll pile it up there as well. This room's going to be smaller than the first room, but it has to be big enough for you to turn around in it. Alright. Move this. Most of this is still pile it. It's a little sketchy for me. I have to throw it up over my phone. Never thought of it this way. This is good exercise for me. I'm getting down low and crawling and I'm moving a lot. Spent a lot of past couple months. I haven't done anything. I've done like light exercise in my room every once in a while. Just want to get sore. Alright. So now, I'm going to walk this way. Toss this over now. Simply. You're probably going to need it. You may be wondering, well, why hasn't Jeremy filmed anything in the woods? This is why. Because you just sink in this stuff, man. I don't have snowshoes. I'm also going to take some snow from here and pile it up. I'm going to pile up the snow a lot better than it already is. I don't think I'm going to need to get snow from the other yard. I think the snow that I dug out of the actual hole portion, like the cave, I think that's going to be enough. I think. Because the instrument's going to be very big, but it doesn't need to be enough to turn around in. I'm going to shower tonight. Alright. So I'm going over this way without interrupting the structure. I'm going to lay flat, distribute my weight, get some of this out of the way, figure out what the stick is. Because I buried it, like a dummy. I can't find a stick. Please don't collapse. Wait. See? Bit of mound here now. Someone traveled this way and that way. So take it. Pile it like that. Let's cover the soil. Next time, use the shovel. Oh yeah, this will be more than enough. So now, we're going to have to use the shovel. I'm not going back out. I'm going to pack some of this down. I'm estimating that the stick is back here somewhere. And I actually kind of want to find it. There. I can pull it out from the inside. That's alright. Pack this down with the shovel. And then, come over here. I may as well, right? Pack it down by body weight and just swap. So that's upstairs. Okay. Go here, and we flop. Go here, and we flop. Alright. Alright. So unfortunately, that's going to be it for this video. I have to let that freeze up. That room won't take nearly as long. Might take longer. I'm not sure. But anyway, I really enjoyed making this. I've learned a bit more about snow caves while making this, and I will definitely make more in the future and film those ones as well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I personally enjoyed filming it, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goods of the buys.